the heart of Sri Lanka, where the clouds kiss the emerald fields and time seems to slow down, lies a little piece of heaven, Nuwara Eliya. Good bright morning from Kandy. We have just had our breakfast and going to get up on the bus for today's trip to Nuwara Eliya. We crossed Sri Lanka's longest river en route.
We start from item speed
6 kVA
to
7.
Also, the Ambula Wawa Tower. Good morning. We have stopped at our first stop today at Hanuman Kovil. It is near to Nuwara Eliya. The temple is here. It was bathing time for Lord Hanuman. The Sri Bhakta Hanuman Temple is one of the most important Hanuman temples of Sri Lanka, located on the summit of a very picturesque mountain in Ramboda, 30 km north of Nuwara Eliya. The Ramboda waterfall. And the dam on the other side. The upper Ramboda falls, lower Ramboda falls.
Britishern time, this road they are used for the only horse cart.
We could identify this tunnel from the 1,000 rupee note of the Sri Lankan currency. From Ramboda, we proceeded towards the Bluefield Tea Factory.
Everyone, and welcome to the Bluefield Tea Factory. I am Pumali. So I will be a local guide. There are 3 types of tea varieties which Sri Lanka produce. They are known as black tea, green tea and white tea. In here we just produce black tea, green tea and white tea we will produce, but in our own different factories. For the black tea and green tea we will use same tea plants, but process is different. But for the white tea we will use different tea plant and different process. So I will explain about that later. Now I will explain you how this black tea is made. So this is the first step for making black tea. To this process we call withering process. This is kind of drying process, not completely drying, just 40% dry. And this is the trap that we use to wither in tea leaves. This trap holds up 1200 kilograms of fresh tea leaves. And there are a huge fan placed behind the trap. That fan provides normal air during the normal days, but in rainy days we will provide hot air from the take 12 to 18 hours. But after 12 or 18 hours, I mean end of this process, we can get just 700 kilograms of dried tea leaves, because while 40% drying, 500 kilograms of moisture automatically comes out. Okay, so do you understand? Feeding point. This point is we will use as a shortcut to ground floor to roller machine. After that, the 40% dried tea leaves we will be collected at this point by basket, I mean manually. Then we transfer tea leaves to roller machine, which is situated in the ground floor. So it's like a shooting. The tea leaves are directly falls into the roller machine. I will show you roller machine. Come with me. Tea leaves are directly falls into the roller machine. So the capacity of one of this machine is 325 kilograms. And what happens in this process is the tea leaves are rolling and twisting. By twisting, chlorophyll enzyme of the tea leaves automatically comes out. Depending upon the condition of tea leaves, after 20 minutes, all the crushed particles will be collected to the trolleys underneath. Then we transfer tea leaves to sieving machine.
Sieving machine.
After separating all the crushed particles, we directly send out for the fermentation process. But uncrushed particles we need to send back another rolling machine to do the rolling. And white tea we not ferment, only black tea we ferment. After those process, all the crushed particles we will be spread out on this concrete bun in a 3 centimeters of thin layer. So during this process, the tea leaves are naturally produces color, flavor and strength. We call this process natural oxidation. For example, get the apple, cut it and leave for few hours. After a few hours, the cut apple will naturally become a brownish color. Same process happens here. This process takes normally 2.5 hours, maximum 3 hours, because the humidity level in this area is normally high. So this process happens naturally. But in very hot days, very warm days, we will use that fan to spray some water to the air to increase humidity level. So here you can see change in their color, green to brown. When you dry tea leaves here, just 21 minutes in 91 degrees of Celsius. So this is input and this is the output. And for your surprise, this machine was 103 years old right now and was made in Belfast, Ireland. And this machine needs working electricity, but for the dry, we will provide natural hot air from the fire chamber, which is situated behind the wall. Separating process. These 2 machines are fiber extractors. Those machines are functioning to separate stem and fiber particles and tea leaf. This big machine separates big stems and big tea leaf. This machine separates small stem parts, small fibers and small tea parts. So we are separating stems and tea based on their weight, because after dry the tea leaves are not heavy because no more moisture are there, but stems are a little bit heavier than tea. When size is become smaller, the taste is become strong.
This tea factory is a reminder of Sri Lanka's British past.
Different tea plant and different process. For the white tea we pluck just this bud, unopened leaf. Yeah. And no machines used to produce white tea, only handmade, only drying process dry by under the morning sun. So there are 2 types of white tea, golden and silver. This golden process takes 4 weeks in morning sun. This silver process takes just 2 weeks in morning sun. That's the difference. These 2 varieties are quite expensive than other varieties, because these varieties are very rare, very difficult to produce, and the healthiest one we have because it has so many health benefits. Because it has vitamin D, because we dry in morning sun. Morning sun has vitamin D and no caffeine, rich of antioxidants. It has caffeine 0.003%. It has so many health benefits. So the same teaspoon you can reuse 3 times within one day. If you like, you can eat this bud with honey. And this is green tea, no fermentation process. This variety is very healthy but less caffeine, 0.38%. You should drink this after the meal, because before the meal this one is good for the gastritis. And now those 6 types are black tea that we produce. Now this is the biggest, finest and lightest to strongest order. This is the lightest one we have, the orange pekoe grade A. Orange means it's not flavor, it is the color of the tea and very mild taste, very gentle taste. The lightest.
What's the name?
Orange pekoe grade A. The lightest, orange pekoe second lightest, pekoe is the medium lightest. This Dasam one, this is a very fine powder, very strong. You should drink this with milk. You call this in India kadak chai. Yeah. With milk very tasty. is the strongest, the second is strong, medium is strong. For these two, if you like, as you wish, you can drink with milk or without milk. This BOP, broken orange pekoe, this is the English breakfast tea. This BOPF, broken orange pekoe Phoenix, we used to produce tea bags usually. This one we prefer only with milk, this two you can prefer with or without milk, but those type, normal leaf type, we are prefer just without milk and sugar, just with 80% boiled water, because this already has very light taste than these three powder forms. But health wise, I recommend you green tea and white tea. The taste and price of green tea and black tea is better. Only one type of tea, because the relative machines, we can't accommodate it in same factor that side. And we pluck just a light green tea leaves, man, like this. We call this first flush. These dark green leaves like this, we not pluck because it has much more flavor and much strong, dry, much.
We had a cup of the Ceylon tea at Bluefield factory. You will cross several such tea gardens before reaching Nuwara Eliya. The Damro tea gardens. And the tea factory is down there. We have stopped for a photo opportunity. The winding roads of Nuwara Eliya. Nuwara Eliya isn't just about its British past. It's a living, breathing town filled with warm-hearted people. We are at Nuwara Eliya, and this is called the Little England. Inside we have the old city with houses from the British period, while on the left it is the modern city. Locals call it Little England, and for good reason. The air here is cool and landscapes are blanketed in green, and charming colonial buildings whisper stories from centuries ago. We send postcards home from this post office. We have come for our lunch. Let's see if we can grab a table. We are waiting for our lunch. The first dish was the crispy honey chicken bowl.
Hi.
The star of the show was the huge burger. In the heart of Nuwara Eliya, the Gregory Lake shimmers like a jewel. Imagine waking up to the scent of fresh Ceylon tea brewed right where it grows. The tea plantations stretch as far as the eye can see. Stay in Nuwara Eliya. There's a dining space here. There are 2 rooms on the first floor. And there's a kitchenette here. My room looks like We are on the top floor. Let's see what is outside. And this is Nuwara Eliya for you. Absolutely heaven on earth. Beautiful setting. Excellent. It's a beautiful evening and we are here at the Gregory Lake. Can't imagine a more beautiful place, surrounded by mountains on all sides. Apparently the lake was made during the British period by Lord Gregory to prevent the area from drowning due to excessive rainfall. We took a boat ride across the beautiful lake. Time does stand still in this beautiful city of Nuwara Eliya, especially so when you are boating inside the lake. Considering its height, we underestimated the coolness of the weather. It was extremely cold while boating on the lake, especially because of the winds. Dusk was slowly settling in on the waters of Lake Gregory, and it was time for the birds to return to their nests. This boating trip on Lake Gregory is a must-do while at Nuwara Eliya. Rates of the boat service is given here, but the boat ride is really worth it because there are tea gardens on the other side, if you can see here, and the lake with the tea gardens looks really wonderful. We decided to try out the local arak before our dinner.
With the bottle, freedom in the bar. When you're broke, don't worry, sell your lovely car. Don't play the devil.
While we enjoy ourselves, you wait for the next episode about the places connected to the Ramayana at Nuwara Eliya.